What is up, everybody? Mike Lindsley back with you. It's an ML Sports Take brought to you by Stanley Law Offices, Brewerton Ace Hardware, and our great friends at the Allen Angus Pub. The Bills beat the Chiefs 24-20 at Arrowhead this afternoon. Just a tremendous football game. These two teams can really put it on, man. Nobody scored in the first. Both scored 10 in the second, 7 points apiece in the third, and the Bills scored the key touchdown in the fourth quarter while the Chiefs only got 3 points. The Bills defense did the job yet again. I thought in this game, a few of the big-time keys. Obviously, one was, the Bills taking advantage with Diggs and Davis against a team that didn't have Fenton. They didn't have Trent McDuffie. They were going with third, fourth, and fifth corners. They were swapping nickels and all the rest, and Steve Spagnuolo, we know, loves to blitz. Well, Josh Allen killed him the majority of the time on those blitzes. There were a few where he got to Allen and created some chaos and whatnot, but overall, Allen torched the Chiefs' defense when they came with that blitz. Devin Singletary had an incredible game. This is the kind of running game the Bills want to get from one of their guys. In this case, it was Devin Singletary, 17 carries for 85 yards. He also caught 4 balls for 22 yards. So he had over 100 yards from scrimmage, but it was the Josh Allen show left and right. And remember, in the first half, he had a million drops. McKenzie was all over the place, dropping balls left and right. They had the turnover on that first drive where terrible play call in terms of the pitch option to the right. I don't know why the play call was that. Should have been just a run to Singletary at that point or throw it to your best players in Diggs and Davis. But Josh Allen, I thought he outdueled Patrick Mahomes, and I thought he was by far the better quarterback in this game. Mahomes was still Mahomes in a lot of spots, but when you look at the numbers for Josh Allen, 27 of 40 for 329 yards and 3 touchdowns. His QBR was 60.6. His rating was 117.6. And Mahomes had the numbers, 25 of 40, pretty comparable there, 338 for the yards, pretty comparable there, averaged 8.5 yards compared to Allen's 8.2. Okay, pretty comparable there, but he had 2 touchdowns. Allen had 3, no picks. Mahomes, 2 picks. The Bills were able to really get to him, obviously, late in the game there. Taron Johnson intercepted a ball, which really he needed to redeem himself. He was getting killed, burned in the first half, missing tackles as well. But he ended up getting 6 total tackles. 4 were solo and interception. Tremendous stuff there. The Bills had no answer, as always, for Travis Kelce. I mean, this guy just continues to torch them and torch everybody in the NFL. 8 catches for 108 yards. They got nailed by Juju Smith-Schuster in this game. He had 113 yards and a touchdown on 5 receptions, but it was the wherewithal, it was the resolve, it was the fight by the Bills, and you just kind of had a feeling that the team that had the ball last with a sustained drive was going to win the football game, and the Bills obviously had some great clock management down the stretch. They knew when to keep the timeouts. Kansas City, was in a really tough spot there in the end, and the Bills come out on top. A couple of other things to note here. Obviously, this is such a big win because it counts almost double. The Bills now at 5-1 and the Chiefs at 4-2. Not only are you a game ahead in the overall standings, but you have the tie break head-to-head. So it almost counts twofold on that note. My guy, Tremaine Edmunds, I keep telling you folks to quit ripping this guy. A lot of Bills Mafia people out there ripping Tremaine Edmunds left and right. He doesn't blow up enough plays, blah, blah, blah. You know what he does? He makes tackles. He's a ball hawker, and he had 10 total tackles, 5 of which were solo. But the defensive player of the game, you could say Taron Johnson with a pick, Von Miller. This is why you went out and got Von Miller. He had 2 sacks in this game. He was all over the place. He came close to about 4 or 5 more. He was an absolute terror on the edge. There was no answer for the guy. He was spinning inside. He was roping his arm this way and curling around and speeding and beating the tackle around the bend. He was unstoppable in this football game, and that's exactly why you brought him in. So the Bills win 24-20 in this game. Just a real quick run through on all of the scoring plays. Obviously, in the second quarter, the Bills got on the board with a Tyler Bass field goal. Smith-Schuster with a TD, and then Gabe Davis had one from Josh Allen. Just an unbelievable throw. Just that teardrop over to the right side. What an unbelievable throw. That was a little bit of a blitz there by Spagnuolo, and Allen was like, yeah, whatever, and he flicked it. That was a 96-yard drive on 7 plays over 113. The Bills have the ability to sustain and have long drives. They also have the ability to go 90 yards, 5 to 7 plays over a minute plus and get it done as well. Third quarter, Stephon Diggs, that TD pass from Josh Allen, absolute laser beam. And then you had Hardman would catch the touchdown there at the end of the third quarter, under 3 minutes or so, 17 all. And then the Chiefs took the lead with the Butker field goal. And then the Bills, they got the key drive of the game. 12 plays, 76 yards, 427. Josh Allen rolling out, running, hurdling over yet another defender, and driving them down. And then obviously the Chiefs, brought the safety over to the middle for help. Dawson Knox ran a beautiful route. He was one-on-one, went to a little bit of the outside there, and a guy who's had a really tough year. Remember, he lost his brother. He deserved this one. I was happy to see him get in the end zone and score a touchdown. The Bills come out on top 24-20. They'll now have a bye week for week 7, and then the Packers come to town on Sunday Night Football, and the Packers are a disaster right now. Mike Lindsley with you here. Please like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. And this video is brought to you by our great friends at MyHotTub.com, Prestwick Golf, Jam and Beats, and the Vince Aguirre Consulting Group. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.